Here's an uncomfortable truth. Many adults today aren't overthinkers, people pleasers, or too independent. They're children who grew up too fast, now trapped in adult bodies, still carrying the survival habits of their childhood. If you've ever wondered why you feel older than your age, why you're exhausted from being the strong one, or why it's so hard to trust or relax, this video is going to hit home. Because the psychology of someone who grew up too fast doesn't disappear. It simply grows quieter until life gets loud again. I know this pattern too well. For years, I thought my perfectionism was discipline. I thought my independence was strength. And I thought my constant emotional self-control made me mature. But the truth is, I was a kid who learned early that the world felt safer when I acted like the adult. It took me years of studying psychology and doing the inner work to understand what was actually happening, and more importantly, how to break free. In this video, you're going to learn the hidden psychology behind growing up too fast, the emotional habits, mental patterns, and coping mechanisms that shape your adult life without you even noticing. You'll understand why you think the way you think, why you react the way you react, and how to finally rewrite the scripts that no longer serve you. By the end, you'll walk away with clarity and tools to rebuild the version of you that should have been allowed to grow slowly, gently, and fully.
You didn't learn independence, you survived through it. Maybe you were the caretaker child, the peacekeeper, the emotional sponge. Maybe the adults around you were chaotic, overwhelmed, or simply absent. So you did what smart kids do. You filled in the gaps. Here's where it gets interesting. A 2018 study from the University of Georgia found that children who take on adult roles too early often develop what researchers call precocious competence, skills that look impressive on the outside but come at the cost of emotional development. That explains why you're great at handling crises but terrible at letting anyone help you, why you can manage life but struggle to enjoy it. Actionable insight. Start letting yourself receive tiny amounts of help. One small yes to support rewires the belief that you're alone. Independence is good, but isolation disguised as strength is not. Growing up too fast trains your nervous system to live in alert mode. Calm feels foreign, stability feels suspicious, silence feels unsafe. Let me give you a story. A client once told me, "Every time things get quiet in my relationship, I feel the need to fix something." She didn't realize she was recreating chaos, because chaos was her childhood normal. Science backs this too. The body holds on to familiar emotional states. When stress becomes your baseline early in life, your brain wires itself to seek what it knows, not what's healthy. Actionable insight. When life feels calm, sit in it for 10 seconds longer than you want to. Expand the window. Teach your brain that peace is allowed. Pattern interrupt. What if the calm you avoid is actually the life you've been chasing?
Children who grow up too fast become experts at self-erasing. You learned to be the easy one, the flexible one, the child who required nothing so others could cope. The psychological principle here is called parentification, when a child's emotional needs are replaced with responsibility for other people's feelings. Research from the American Journal of Family Therapy shows that parentified children often become adults who struggle to set boundaries because deep down they learned that boundaries equal disappointment. But here's the part most people overlook. Suppressing your needs doesn't make you low maintenance. It makes you invisible in your own life. Actionable insight. Practice naming one need out loud every day, even if it's tiny. I need a moment. I need a break. I need space. Reclaiming your needs is reclaiming your identity. Growing up too fast creates emotional time travel. You might be 30 or 40, but emotionally, you're still carrying the weight of a child who never got to rest, play, or be cared for. Here's a relatable example. Ever meet someone who says, "I don't know how to have fun"? That's not personality, that's emotional deprivation. When your childhood was filled with responsibility, fun becomes a skill you never learned. Studies in developmental psychology show that play is essential for building creativity, emotional regulation, and trust. Without it, adults often feel stuck, competent but unfulfilled. Actionable insight. Add one playful activity into your week, not productive play, not self-improvement play, actual joy. That's how you rebuild the lost emotional muscles of childhood. Pattern interrupt. When was the last time you did something only because it made you smile?
This one hurts. When you grow up too fast, you learn that being valuable means being needed. So as an adult, you overfunction. You say yes too often. You fix other people's lives at the cost of your own. The psychological concept here is conditional worth, the belief that love must be earned. But human worth doesn't come from output. It comes from identity. One study from the University of Michigan found that people who tie self-worth to achievement experience higher anxiety, burnout, and emotional exhaustion. Actionable insight. Start separating who you are from what you do. Repeat this mental phrase daily. My worth is not my workload. So what did we uncover today? You learned that hyperindependence is often a wound, not a strength. That peace feels uncomfortable because chaos once kept you safe. That hiding your needs was once a survival strategy, but now it's a cage. That skipping childhood leaves gaps that can only be filled with intentional healing. And that your worth was never supposed to be transactional. Each of these truths matters because together they shape the adult you are today and the one you're becoming. You're not broken. You're not behind. You're not too much or too strong. You are someone who carried more than you should have, earlier than you should have, and you survived. Now it's time to do more than survive. It's time to grow, slowly, intentionally, and on your own terms. So let me ask you this. Which one of these patterns are you ready to rewrite first? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your voice might help someone else feel understood. And if you want more videos that help you think smarter, feel deeper, and live better, you're welcome to subscribe. Not someday, not later, now.